Bookmap stream, 10:30 Eastern Time on Wednesdays, now moved from our prior time on Thursdays. So appreciate y'all coming to hang out with us. The day of FOMC, we have FOMC kicking off here in a couple hours. And so far, a expected tight price action day going into the event. That's what we got. Let me get this link going here. Right now, EES is climbing back up here. We have GEX up and down, 50-50 on EES. NASDAQ is 17,470. Don't expect to play too much going into the event. Maybe a couple of scalps here and there off to the high and the low, but everything else is just waiting for the big event. IV right now is 40%. Shaking and baking. Links are now posted in the stream analysis channel. 17,470 here. So on a day like today, I would kind of pin to the longer time frame charts like the 15-minute. Everything is so wicky, you want to get a good basis on which to make a decision, which requires the slightly higher time frame charts here. That was just for the pro webinar series. He doesn't come on my everyday streams. Highly encourage you all to go enjoy the rest of your day until FOMC. Wait for that event. Right now in the 15-minute, we have, since 9 o'clock, we've had doji, 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 doji on the 15-minute chart. About 7 of them in a row. So unable to make any kind of continued move, obviously. Oh, man. $17,472 here. What I want to really focus on going into the event is where they're going to start shifting liquidity. Obviously, they'll strip off the big stuff prior to 2 o'clock, and then they'll start piling on liquidity right after. And right now, we have a little bit at 50.60. We have a little bit at 50.80. But the big guy down here at 49.60 is still growing. They had this cat here. He came off. But this guy's gone from 1,900 orders to 2,584 today so far. Under that, they have 49.25. I was about to make a joke about that, Chirpy Mike. Love it. Terrible price action. El Terrible price action. I can see you. VIX is still holding 1593. I'm going to go take a look at the VIX chart. VIX is back down, almost fully mean reverted. They got to 1460 the other day, and now they're back up to 16. When is it going to back to spike over 30? I took off work for this. Yeah, the market never moves prior to FOMC. You got to wait. You got to wait for the event. We always have a pretty tight range going into the event the day of. So just wait. It'll happen. It'll be well worth the wait. Yeah, don't waste your gunpowder on this crap. Morning range is now set, by the way. 17,425 to 17,517. We're dealing with about an 80-point range, 90-point range. ES right now, 50.62 to 50.44, so about a 15-point range. Nice little move up. 50.60 here on ES. NASDAQ has 17.495, so about a 10-pointer here. Nice little move up, still going. We're going to recapture the morning high, of which we'll look to take a short. I was looking to go long, a little bit lower than where we have. I was looking at 419. We got to 425. So if we go up to the morning high of 517, I'll look to short that. I don't expect any kind of major trend going into the event. What's a DXY doing today? And the carry trade. Let's see. DXY is down to 106 after spiking up to 106.5. The previous month high on DXY is 106.5. And they just got to it this morning and then rolled. Fed's fund rate is pricing in a pause today. After Sunday's intervention, the JPY is down to 157.5, still holding. Let's go to TLT. TLT has been frozen at 88 since April 15th. So going on 2 weeks. 2 weeks that TLT has been pinned flat here. No signs of accumulation yet on TLT, so I'd expect them to continue even lower, down into the 86, possibly even new 52-week lows, which is only 6 points down at this point. All that to say, not all that much going on. Not all that much going on. Might be a good day to stream a game of Fortnite while we're trading. Just kidding. Got to give Ghost Recon Wildlands a shot. Sounds interesting. What is it? Oldie but goodie. You know, it's a great game, Far Cry. I never played it before, but I tried out Far Cry 5 last year or 2 years ago. It's actually pretty good. Very good game. I'm surprised that there's not more talk about Far Cry. All right, 17,492 looks like they're going to transact this one into 17,500. So right now you're dealing with the 500 liquidity, the 0-0 level. NASDAQ is creeping back up here. Very light liquidity on NASDAQ here, but ES is get that 50-60. It was a pretty good game, man. I was very happy with that game. What's up, LeVar? What's up, buddy? I appreciate your support in the community. And yeah, great trade. Call it a day. Beautiful. Beautiful. Appreciate you being here as usual. And thanks for the support. Do I play World of Warships? I don't. I don't get to play very many games nowadays. Whenever I do, it's maybe a game or two of Fortnite with the kids, although I haven't played a single game this season. They played this game called Yet Another Zombie Defense. It was like a $3 game on stream that we play too sometimes. Silly little game, but that's it. All right. 17,482. So 5060 looks like it does want to be transacted. You see the managed liquidity up here. Obviously, I'm only really speaking to the scalpers until 1400, just because I don't anticipate much movement. But right now, 5060 looks like it wants it. They are managing it up a little bit of higher liquidity. There's no icebergs on the tape. CVD is light. Volume is light. Order flow is light. Options flow is light. So, as expected going to the event. Unfortunately, today's a day, though, that short-dated premium writing doesn't work all that well because premiums are still going up. Right now, IV is still getting jacked. We are over 40% right now, so not a great premium writing today for short-dated premium. You got to get some chat Fortnite one day. It'll be live. That'd be fun. Maybe I'll do it on a weekend one day. Thank you. I do have a Fortnite code, so we can have a closed battle royale session, so we can play our own 50 people or 100 people, however many in a battle royale now. You don't play Warzone? I've got it. I haven't played it that many times. Private Live is always a good time. Nice. Never done it. It was my wife and I's anniversary recently. We were deciding whether to upgrade our current TV or get an Xbox. We chose the TV, but with luck. New TV comes with Xbox Cloud gaming support. Nice. Coming back up here, trickling. Newer Samsung models allowed it. Interesting. What is this Fortnite you young whippersnapper speak of? The landline. The landline, oh my gosh. I had to blast the server with my Nintendo NES and Atari 2600 this morning. I had to show them what true gaming really was. Jose Abreu sent back down to the minor leagues after starting the season .09 batting average. Jeez Louise, that used to be a beast. Got sent to A-ball. Dang. Could you please explain this color significance of the horizontal lines on Bookmap, and do you look at the aggregate and the histogram next to the price to see how many contracts being offered at a certain price? The horizontal lines are just liquidity. It's a heat map to show density of liquidity. The darker the red, the more orders are there. The lighter the color, the less orders are there. Now that is customizable, so you can change that depending on settings. In fact, if you go up to this little scroll bar, you could turn down the color, you could turn it up, you could change the settings, you could change the color of the bars themselves, etc., etc. Completely customizable. Like for example, right now we have 50, 58. Just like when you're looking at a weather map, this would be significant heavy rain forecasted at 50, 60. And winds, and possibly hail, and maybe even a tornado. This would just be a light drizzle. Not even AA or AAA sent to A-ball. I didn't know that. Dang. That's crazy. Can you imagine being an MVP of the league and getting sent to A-ball? It's terrible. Baseball's a sport, man. All right. 17,492 NASDAQ. A lot of wicks. NVIDIA is starting to roll over. VIX is rolling down. Apple, new high of the day. Apple today is up 1.3%. Amazon's up 3% to 180 after reporting earnings, smoking all of the options players. A 65-inch UHD 4K for $400. That's less than what I paid for my 32-inch gigantic box flat screen for college back in 2004. That thing weighed like 150 pounds. Y'all's got it made. That's a great analogy because I used to do meteorology stuff before career transition. Makes a lot of sense out of the blue. Nice. There you go. I know a little bit about meteorology simply from my aviation career. We had to take a lot of weather courses to learn about high pressure and low pressure and air density and why cold air is denser and stuff like that. Occluded fronts, colder fronts. Inflation is what we need. Deflation is what we want. Yeah. Got to work, be back for the event. Nice side gig. It's a great idea, buddy. I encourage all of y'all to go hit the old dusty trail until 1 p.m. Central or Eastern Time, or 2 p.m. Eastern Time. $50.60 on ES. Looks like it wants it. $50.60 would put us just under the morning high. Just under it. They're adding this cat up here at 50.74. They're adding more at 50.97. Adding 51.25. Adding 51.50. 51.82. And 5,200. 52.22. So we have some order flow up to 52.25. My understanding is that deflation is worse than inflation. Kills spending cash that shouldn't be an investment. Overall deflation, yeah, you don't want to deflate your currency, but you also don't want hyperinflation as well. It's a balance. From an economic standpoint, some inflation is healthy. Because what a small number of inflation actually tells you is that you are in a period of economic growth. The more money that's created, the more inflation is going to go up. Now, what they want that to do is at a target rate of 2%, which means inflation theoretically is going to increase 2% at a rate over the long term. You don't want it lower than that because it shows that economic stagnation. You don't want it higher than that because it shows that your economy is going to be running way too hot and it's going to cause a lot more inflation. You have way too much liquidity injected into the market. So you want that balance. So in a way, you are correct, yes. And you certainly don't want to devalue your dollar. I mean, go take a look at what's happening to the yen. Yen's getting destroyed. Imagine being retirement age in Japan right now. I live in Oklahoma where everyone's a meteorologist. Yeah, I bet all those tornadoes out there. I've seen a tornado up close and personal. Those are not fun. Isn't that how you got your Medal of Honor? No. No. I did get an award from the VA for it, but not a Medal of Honor, obviously. Oh, man. $50.56 here. NASDAQ still going. And most likely we're going to continue to climb until we hit the morning high and low, if that's your thing. Just keep watching track of the liquidity. You're going to see the liquidity come on and then stripped, and then whatever is resulting back over and then built, we'll get a better handle on this. Regarding yen deflation, it could be politically driven. Yeah, sure. In fact, I'd bet a lot of this is politically driven. If there's one thing that history in the markets and the Fed has taught us is that the Fed typically waits too long to do anything. They do it when their hand is forced, and that's like, passing the buck. J-Pow doesn't want to be the one to rip the Band-Aid off. So they're passing the buck, and they're going to keep on doing it. It says, "Oh, I had to. The markets were tanking. The economy was destroyed. We had to cut." Double top wick on NASDAQ. That's the politics part. Kick the can down the road. Yep. They're cutting way low. Stop loss learning. Way too late. Way too late. Yep. Our currency number one because we have more bullets than anyone else, or other reasons. Well, it wasn't like that before. Currency was number one because it was valued across most of the global transactions, and debt is serviced with the United States dollar. That's why. Now, however we became to get there, I guess you could speculate on. But we weren't always a superpower. If you read about what happened after the Revolutionary War, we were strapped. We were strapped, and then they wanted to get us into a tussle with France because France wanted to attack Britain and reignite that stuff, and no bueno. We would have got smoked. We had nothing left. Another bottom wick. No price action whatsoever here. What's up, Maddie? How you doing? I am doing well, thank you. Hope you're doing well yourself. Right here, another red. Still looking for 50-60 on ES. Chop them up. I just want us to get up to 520 so we can start shorting. Make this move down. Back and forth. Yeah, I already did answer that. I don't use to your advantage when you're using kind of book map. How do you use it? Liquidity is activity. Excuse me. So liquidity is activity. It's participation. When I see the heat map on Bookmap, that tells me there's a good amount of liquidity or activity sitting at a price. And the market seeks out liquidity. The market is going to go towards participation. So I want to play towards it. If I see a significant skew on the chart, like right now it's 50-60, I'm anticipating the price action attacking 60. Whether or not it transacts or not is not necessarily relevant. It's just getting to 50-60 in or around it. So I want to play towards the activity in the market. If I see them fill 50-60 and then they start putting on a whole bunch down here, like this cat right here at 50-27, and then it's starting to continue to add to it, I want to play towards it. But it's all about adjusting towards the liquidity and participation in the market. We could be looking for 17,530 as a pre-market high, the morning high. Are they closer? Doesn't matter. Yeah, 10 points on NASDAQ is nothing. If you're properly positioned, you should be able to absorb a 10-point drawdown if it were to go to 530. So if we get up to 520 up there, I'm going to start putting on a short position. If I even elect to trade at all until the event. And we'll play it down. Still going here, 503. Just looking around here. 17,500. All right. Man, this thing is stuck. Top wick, top tick, top wick on the 5-minute. 15-minute, obviously, top wicked. Not quite getting it. They might pull what happened earlier. Instead of getting down to the pre-market low at 410, they bounced it early. Maybe they rejected early here. I don't know. But very, very slow price action. Terrible. XLF hanging out at 40.47. Now let's talk about what happens after FOMC. Thinking about the banks, which will be a big ticket item today. If banks were to give out this candle, we're looking for 39 and change on XLF. 39.45 is major support on XLF. Is it time for XLF and the banks to start to feel pressure, or are they going to push that off until the rate cuts start to happen? Buying back up. 17.46. R1 smack down to the penny. Yeah, buddy. Right off of it. Uh-oh, Limp Bizkit just came on my Spotify. It's about to get hot. If we were to get a large green candle and then a dump, so 1400 comes, we get a big green, move up for the next 15 minutes, and then dump, where would you all anticipate we reject? Let's look through the charts and use our time wisely. Spicy chicken McCrispy. Interesting. McDonald's new sandwich. Interesting. SPY is still going here. All right, so kind of back to my last question. I got sidetracked. Sorry. $5,100 would be a likely rejection point on ES. I'd say 5,100 if we were to pop up. That'd be about 40, 42 points, which is about the normal for an FOMC move like that. And then if we rolled back down, I would look for 40.96 or 40.69 in the upcoming days. If that were to happen, whether it be today. I think it would be worth putting on a lotto put on any large green candle after 2 o'clock. 49.60. 49.60. Did I say 40.69? I meant 49.60. I think NASDAQ spikes to 17,780 in case of pre-FOMC pump. That would be very large. I wouldn't expect that big of a move. That'd be a 300-point move or so. I'd probably look for about 700. At the most, there's a lot of resistance at 700. Maybe like 620 on NASDAQ. Somebody say lotto. They're adding liquidity at 50.25 here too. Full port lottos. Yeah, don't do that. A little bit of red here. Nice. Rejecting before we get to the morning high. So the main theme today y'all need to think about, because I would not even consider J-Pow doing anything other than pausing. The conversation is not about whether or not they're going to hike or hike or cut. I think they're going to pause. I think everyone knows that. That's not the concern. The concern is what June is going to look like. What is J-Pow going to say in terms of what to expect in June? If he even mutters any verbiage around the possibility of another hike, we are going to see so much red, you're going to think this is I can't think of a clever analogy. You're going to see a lot of red. You're going to see a lot of red. So keep an eye on this thing. Right now, for the time being, the sentiment around rate hikes is bearish. Rate cuts is bullish for the time being. When in all actuality, when we actually do start cutting, it will lead to aggressive selling on the equities. So that is the most important thing I've ever said on the server. If you missed it because you just tuned in, I apologize. Your loss. Oh, I'm sorry, Ethan. What's up? Just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, so we're just talking about the hikes. What J. Powell starts to say here coming up for June, that if he starts saying that there's a possibility we could hike again, which I don't think they will, but if he says that, then we'll see aggressive selling on the equities today. But that's what everyone's looking for, is what is he going to say going into June's FOMC? Yeah, not to mention if he does wear a certain color tie, we all know what's going to happen. So would you say a viable play would be to take whatever profits we've had on June puts and reposition? I wouldn't manage a long-term put based on today's action, so I wouldn't try to close it and then reopen it at the high. If you're positioned for downside long-term, I would hold it and just play short-term stuff to offset profit or any kind of loss. That's what I would rather you do, is take a 0 DT call or a one-day call against your June put if this were to go up green. Liquidity 5056. $17,470. A little bit of red here. NVIDIA is getting pummeled for show. NVIDIA looks heavy. Yep. NASDAQ is 17,466, rolling over nicely here. Coming off. 2 times leverage short NVIDIA ETF. Nice. Looks like they want to grab this stuff down here. Didn't even fill that liquidity. But look what happened, Vish, if you're looking. Look what happened here. This is what I was talking about with that liquidity. So this whole time, the liquidity was stacked at 50-60. They doubled down on it as we went higher. We came up, transacted 50-60, and then now look, we rejected right back off. Right back off. Beautiful move down. NASDAQ getting hosed. 54, 53. Should have sized up. Yeah, you didn't size up for good reason though. So I wouldn't sweat it. You're getting out of a frustrating day, so a frustrating session. So you made the right choice. NVIDIA is down to low of the day. NASDAQ still getting pummeled. On down. 447. Aggressive rejection. We had took the stairs up and elevator down, baby. How they grab liquidity? Yeah, it's all about liquidity. And once again, they short stroke my entry. How far options contract do you buy when trading? How far out? Lately, I've been doing a lot of multi-week. This week, I took a 75% profit on a 3 DTE contract. Last week, we took one on a 6-week. It was a 6-week. I closed it when it was 3-week. Held it for a couple of weeks. What's up with NYCB up 32%? Probably some backing funding or something like that after failing. NVIDIA is bouncing off their low of the day. NASDAQ still not getting down to their range. They're still smack dab in the middle. Difficult to get entries on ranges when they're not getting to the outliers. It's like, where do you know when to buy or exit? It's just, I'd like to get to the outside outliers. Maybe an overnight low would be nice for 90 NASDAQ pounds. I'd love to get down there that far. But I'd also like to jump on a short if it gets down that far too, before it even gets down there. Either way, we've got plenty of volatility coming up, so I ain't too worried about it. I ain't too worried about it. Coming back off another red. My shadow. NVIDIA. Apple's coming off. If they fail this, down we go. NVIDIA. NASDAQ. Apple is 170.85 dropping. Interesting. Interesting. Where are they at now? 155, 455? Yeah. So my experience is that we'll make a lower low. Next touch will be outside of the range. Will not bounce, but it'll be closer to 1 p.m. Nice. I'd like that. If we can get down to pre-market lows, that'd be beautiful. That would give me a good long entry to exploit, which would be hope. NVIDIA is about to put another low in. Apple's still kind of putting on some red. We'll see if we could follow on down here. But overall, liquidity shifting down. You see 442, which came on earlier. We have this little pressure holding us down. CVD has flipped negative as the sellers are trying to take control of the range, at least back down temporarily for now. 455 down to 440 would give us 15 points. CVD is still decreasing lower. There goes NVIDIA, new low of the day. And there goes Apple. 451, beautiful. We'll enter the event below VWAP probably, first standard deviation. I will, T. I think this is about to shift lower here on NASDAQ. Is options a bad idea for these big events? As long as you're appropriately sized, trade what you need to. Been a while since we've been on the stream. Do you not use volume profile? No, yeah, absolutely. I do. Volume profile is on my personal charts. On the stream right here, I don't have anything except the price action itself, but got to fake out all the day traders, see the pattern, and think buying the lows is easy third time around. There you go. 17,413 is where I would be buying. Here comes the 445, pinching a little bit lower here. NVIDIA new low of the day, Apple still not. So keep an eye on Apple. If Apple rolls it, we'll probably revisit pre-market lows here. Dropping back over. There goes the red, 440. Opening range is 425. Beautiful stuff. Coming back over. NVIDIA is still smoking it now. Apple has not. I just sounded Wisconsin there. Apple hasn't really gotten through 170 yet. If they do, we'll probably come on down, like I said, and look for pre-market lows here. I'm a buyer of 411. Large red flows. Beautiful. They'll sweep 425, and they'll get for that pre-market level. And there it is right there, new low, dropping. Beautiful, 423. Man, they're gunning for that pre-market level. Gunning for it. Watch them sweep it, 417, 418. Man, what a flow. NVIDIA is getting destroyed. Apple's getting destroyed. VIX popped back up at 16 again. New low of the day right there. And let's look for pre-market. 415. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. 417. Did we touch it? Nope, we got within 1 point of it. Got within 1 point of it. I would expect a sweep of this 411 to get down here. They'll sweep it, bottom wicket, and then we'll do our thing. The claw. A little bit of Toy Story action there. I learned volume profile from last year. Now use it with a flow. Currently at 400% in the year. Nice, Corey. Yeah. Volume profile is fantastic. Pro and cons of same-day expiring trades. The pro, you make a lot of money really fast. The con, you lose a lot of money really fast. Double down on 400 liquidity. If they swept the pre-market low, that's probably where we would bounce right there. So sweep pre-market, which is 412, get to 400. Bottom wick, trap shorts. That's what Agnostic just said. What he just said. Now, what's the only way you can do that? Proper position sizing. Everybody together, class. Go sit in the corner, juice box. Probably shouldn't tell all my secrets. Yeah, those aren't your secrets. I mean, those aren't secrets. Those are that should be basic liquidity knowledge, which is something we all should know. It's something that the retail should know about absorbing liquidity. Got to absorb the lower and the higher. $14, $17,425 here. Where's the likely ES bounce? Let's take a look. There's a pre-market low bounce. ES should bounce either here or 39 if this fails, but it already bounced. So off we go into the wild blue yonder. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful freaking stuff. Beautiful stuff. Are there other ways to gauge liquidity besides Bookmap? Yeah, definitely. Level 2 data. Tracking the DOM and where the order flow is starting to stack. But if you tie in VPA, the analysis we do, with liquidity, there, in my opinion, it's one of the best systems you can put together. It's all about tracking where the flows start. What was the IV last FOMC? I don't remember. Man, beautiful stuff. Look at that. Look at that. Extraordinary. That time they gave us the entry. This more on the sell-off, they didn't give us the entry. They short-stroked it. Now they gave us the entry. When patterns become known, patterns change. I can tell you different things, but used to happen at specific times no longer happens. Retail's monitor, patterns change. Yep. Extraordinary. 446. $445. We could take this out. We'll go up and retest 462. See how we react to this level. The thing is, I wouldn't expect NVIDIA to rally if everything else is selling, but we'll see. Would you short the top of the day's range? Yeah, I was trying to, but we didn't get up there. They sold it off. They rejected before we got there, so I didn't get a good entry. But the bottom, they gave us a fantastic entry. Right on top of what we were looking at. Hell, you could along the morning low and still got a good entry. If you were properly positioned. Was just curious because I bought level 2 data on Trade-Evade and it didn't tell me much about outside liquidity. Yeah, Trade-Evade blows. The 15 strikes the current price. I remember signing up for your Tier 2 Patreon years ago, 2022. Nice, OJ. Yeah, that was a fun time. We just passed our 3-year anniversary. March 28th of 2021 is when we started. You know what yesterday was? Or 2 days ago? It was our 1-year anniversary of the Las Vegas OM conference. I saw pictures show up on my iPhone. That was a great time. Oh, I want some flowers and recognition. I love it. Can't believe it's been a year. I know, man. Freaking time flies. It's crazy. Last year, the fireworks stand down the road from me had a 75% off sale, and I cleaned them out, and I stored them in my bonus room. And I went up there like today, obviously, to take that picture of the NES, and I saw it. I was like, man, I can't believe it's almost been a year since I put all that crap there. So I feel like I just stacked that stuff up, and it's been a year. Like, time flies when you get old, man. I remember thinking, like, high school took forever. I thought high school took a lifetime, and now 4 years goes by in a blink of an eye. It's crazy. All right, we got 4 minutes till the end of the Bookmap stream, and then we're going to call it a morning, and we'll come back on here 15 minutes before the data comes out, and we'll be on for the rest of the afternoon because school's a prison. Yeah, once you have a kid, man, tell me about it. Especially when you're like, when you hit the 8 and 9 year old time frame where there's baseball and softball every single night, and you're busy and have no time to slow down, flies by. Big green. Crowdsourcing. What's another YouTube video y'all would want to see? What material do y'all want to see in terms of YouTube content? I write down y'all's ideas and I create content based on what y'all are interested in seeing. Cow herding? What a VIX video. I like it. There's someone I haven't heard in a while. The perfect burger flip. Oh yeah, I could do that. Best prop firm practices. We could do that too. We could do that too. Resistance and support. I got a bunch of those on that. I got a bunch of videos on that, but I could do more of that. Second the VIX video. Progression from day 1 to 75 or 75 hard. You know, it's been quite easy for me, obviously. You know, I've got 14 days left. But yeah. Do I have a video morning routine? I don't have a video one. I could do one though. You wake up so early though it'll be hard to follow. Yeah, although I do wake up early, but most of it has nothing to do with trading. You know, I just have to get my fitness in. I've got to get all my stuff done before the kids get up. I have to do my Bible reading. Then I have to do my analysis, and then I have to do my admin work for the server. So I mean, I've got a lot to do, and if I don't wake up early, it doesn't get done. Trading psychology is definitive. Yeah, the trading psychology I use the podcast for that. It's not the psychology stuff isn't good for visual education like YouTube, so I use the podcast for that stuff. How many times a year do you read through the Bible? I try to read through the New Testament one time a year. I use a plan called the 260, which you do 260 readings a year that goes through the entire New Testament. I'm looking to sign up for your membership again. I just need to figure out how much money to put on my brokerage account before trading again. Beautiful. I like how to use the Bookmap stuff. It's great. What's my favorite advanced options? Calendar spreads. I think calendar spreads are one of the best utilization of trading options that you can do, in my opinion. Now, that to say, I'm a fan of a lot of different stuff, but that one's one of my favorites. Entry points for swing trading. I like it. Swing trading with calendar spreads. I am going to do a trading recap video. I'm on a bit of a heater. My swing trades have been on point. I've made a crap ton of money in April on swing trades. So I am going to do a recap video on all my swing trades. And I think I'll kind of talk about the calendar spreads in there too. New insights from the New Testament. Yeah. That's a good idea. My score is 0, but I'm working on it. How much is a lifetime membership? For the tier 2, it's $3,000. For the tier 1, it's $1,000, and that's lifetime. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you plan on being a member for more than 3 years, it saves you money. 3 years is your break-even point. It's actually a little less than 3 years. You can also sign up for 1 year in advance, and it gets you 1 free month if you sign up for a year. I'll give you a free month. New Testament is one of the most violent. Yeah, it's good. I think I might. They also have a 260 on the combination of Old and New Testament. I might try to do that again. I tried to read through the Old Testament a couple years ago, and it was difficult. You're a good guy, and I forget there was a larger plan. I'll just pay you monthly. It's worth it. Yeah, I appreciate it, Juicebox. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, NVIDIA's still getting smoked. Condors, butterflies, those are all great. Yeah, my personal favorite is calendars. The blending of long and short premium for strategy, keyword there is for strategy, is a fantastic way to trade. My goal with trading is to try not to be so accurate. And that's what trading those type of trades will do. The combination of short premium and long premium. I don't mind the cost of value provided. It's hard to put a price tag on. Thanks. Oh, crap. It's past the Bookmap stream. All right. That's past my hour. I do have to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all's support. As always, we'll be back on next Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 Central for Bookmap. Nice little move there at the end. And we'll be back on in the normal stream here prior to the FOMC today to stream out the rest of the afternoon. So love y'all. Appreciate you. I'm out. See you.